Hi, welcome to DTKSS. Let me introduce myself. My name is Hari. I'm having 14 years of experience in IT industry. I'm a certified technology specialist and solution architect. In the current video series, we are going to discuss about Azure DevOps. So, the course content we discuss in the entire video series is what is Azure DevOps and benefits of using Azure DevOps and Agile Scrum methodology and Azure boards. So we walk through the subtopics like creating the epic features, stories, and tasks using the work items and boards, and applying the styles and tag colors in the boards, and iteration planning and capacity planning. So this is very important, like how you are going to use your resources to deliver the sprints. And then Azure repos, so in this Azure repos is a version control, code version control. Like you can create the repository and you can uh, whatever the code you have created in your local, you can add those files into the repository and commit those changes into the repository and that push the changes into the repository. When the multiple developers is working in your team, you have to pull their changes into the from the repository to sync up whole code. And the next important concept is Azure pipelines. So in this, we discuss a subtopics like creating build pipeline. So whatever the code we have pushed into the repository, based on that code solutions, we can create the build pipelines. And also, when you create a build pipeline, it will create a default ML configurations. So you can extend that ML configuration to add the a mapping of .NET SDK, so that is either 6 or 7, and restore the dependencies and build the project. And next one is templates. The templates is reusable configurations. Wherever you want, you can able to use those n number of times. So you can call multiple times same template passing the different parameters and push output files into the artifact. So whatever we build the project, so there will be some output will generate. So that output files we need to push into the artifact. So based on these locations, we'll create the build pipeline. So these output files we need to deploy into virtual machines or containers or app services. So we are creating a build pipeline based on this artifactory, then adding the resources. So we need to add the virtual machine or container or app services to deploy these output files into the resources. Implementing the pre and post deployment of tools. So when you configure the release pipeline, the release manager has to review the package whether everything is good. Then he has to approve that package to deploy into the resources, and he can able to perform the post deployment operations as well. Like there will be a post deployment, you can configure the approvals as well. And next one is created task groups. So when there is a multiple tasks is there, you want to reuse those tasks into the multiple release pipelines, you can create these task groups. So I will go complete demo how we can able to create the task groups. And when you want to deploy into the multiple resources, same package you want to deploy into the multiple resources, you can use the deployment groups. And next, Azure test plans and Azure artifacts. So this is about continuous testing. So you can create your you can run all your tests using these test plans. And artifacts is a sharing your code. So we'll discuss about this in detail in the later video sessions. So now in this session, we'll talk about what is Azure DevOps. So the main goal of Azure DevOps is brings the all entire team into single platform. So Azure DevOps supports a collaborative culture and brings the developers, project managers, or business analysts, any other contributors for the project to develop a software into a single platform for entire life cycle. It allows the organizations to create and improve the products at a faster way than the traditional development approaches. So Azure DevOps will follow the sprint methodology, like agile scrum methodologies it will follow. So you can able to deliver your products faster way than the traditional approach. Traditional approach is you need to complete whole product, then you need to deliver. But you can, with using this approach, you can go by iteration. So you can go adding the value to each iteration and you can deliver that features. So basically DevOps supports five major features. One is Azure boards. So Azure board is a standalone service within the Azure DevOps suite that helps the teams to plan, track, and discuss the work across the entire software development features. So we discuss here. So it is brings the developers, project managers, and contributors into single platform. So how it is using the Azure boards. So here you can able to create the task, you can able to create the features, you can able to create the epics. Epics is nothing but a representing the whole product scope. So I will discuss what is the different sub items available under the Azure boards in next sessions. And Azure repos. Azure repo is a set of version control tool that you can use to manage your code. So we have discussed that in the above. So what is the subtopics available? I'll go through in detail each topic and I'll demo on it. And Azure pipelines. So Azure pipelines helps to automatically builds the code, deploy the code, and test the code using the CI/CD pipelines. And Azure testing plans provides a rich and powerful tools. Everyone in the team can use these to drive the quality and collaboration throughout the development process. Azure Artifacts enables the developer to share their code efficiently and manage their packages from one place. So now we talk about what is the benefits. So we already know. So these are all the major features and how these are going to help to deliver the product or the project. But we'll see that what is the major benefits of Azure DevOps is faster time to the market. Like Azure DevOps relies on the IaaS model that automates the configuration and provisioning of development environments just using the JSON and YAML files, and strong security and compliance to protect the vulnerabilities and attacks in the infrastructure. So you no need to bother about this infrastructure, so like how you are creating, building the code, all those things. And improved collaborations. Azure DevOps helps the developers, managers, testers to work together in entire SDLC. Azure Boards provides a set of agile tools to plan, track, and discuss the work in the entire development process and increase the efficiency and productivity. Why? Because of CI/CD pipelines. Because when you commit your code to repository, the build pipelines will automatically pick your changes and build that. And if there is any errors, quickly identifying the defects and alerts to you what is the problem with the build and deploying to the solution directly in the respective environment. So there is no manual intervention. You just configure and leave it. Then it will do automatically build when there is a change is committed to the repository, and that will be deployed using the release pipeline to the specific environment. Which source you want to which environment you want to deploy, you can able to deploy. Enhanced customer satisfaction. Why? Because of Azure DevOps supports different programming languages and platforms to develop the product or the projects. I mean, to deliver the product or the projects. So this is all about the what is Azure DevOps and the benefits of using Azure DevOps. In the next session, I will cover about the Scrum methodology. So this session is brings you what is Scrum process and who are the actors being involved in the Scrum. Thank you.